What do we know he's already given away?
No action on Rep by Pop, and yes to public funding for Catholic schools in Upper Canada. He's clearly determined to make his government work.
Well, whatever he's promised, he won't be able to pay.
Mr. Speaker, I cannot help but notice that Mr. Brown's cabinet has more Catholic members than any government in our history. I wonder how he'll explain that to his constituents and his readers in the Globe. What happened to the rights of the majority, Mr. Brown? Are they hidden away in the same place as your, integrity?
Mr. Speaker, may I have the floor, please? Mr. Speaker, we would like to introduce our new government, duly sworn by His Excellency, the Governor-General. And now, if it so pleases the Assembly, I'd like to ask for a short adjournment for a few days while we prepare an agenda that we are fully confident will win the support of this Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, we need no adjournment to know that we lack confidence in this government. We move to vote immediately.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Seconded.
Mr. Speaker, this is unacceptable.
Jamais dans l'histoire de cette institution!
We must be allowed to present an agenda.
Mr. Speaker, they had a chance, and they asked for an adjournment instead. There is no agenda on the floor. There is only a motion of non-confidence in the government.
I'm afraid he's right, Mr. Brown.
Mr. Speaker, this is an assault on the Assembly itself. We demand our customary rights as a sworn government.
Customs are not rights.
Here, here.
Mr. Speaker, the vote.
It is moved that the government has lost the confidence of the Assembly.
We can win the confidence of the Assembly.
All voting aye. Well, I'm afraid you do not have it today. The government has been defeated.
MacDonald has abused the very dignity of the parliamentary system itself.
By toppling you so quickly, you mean?
He denied us our right to present an agenda. We could have easily won enough votes to stand.
Perhaps.
No. The man is out of control. Reeling from one disaster to another, he makes a mockery of this Assembly.
How so?
Well, this whole Ottawa idiocy for starters, hiding behind the Queen to force it down our throats.
The Queen chose Ottawa herself, Mr. Brown.
Well, we can be certain it wasn't her idea. She's not mentally deficient, unlike whoever advised her in this. I mean, Bytown. Bytown! In all seriousness, I can't even see how one could come up with such an astoundingly poor idea. And then he resigns over the whole issue in a fit of pique and throws the whole country into chaos. And when I do what is necessary to cobble a government together, he topples us without giving us a chance to present anything. Anything.
And what remedy do you suggest?
Unfortunately, the only option is to dissolve the Assembly, call an election.
It's too soon for another election.
MacDonald's left us no other choice. Both he and myself have been defeated.
No, Mr. Brown, you have been defeated. Mr. MacDonald has not. He resigned over insults to the honor of Her Majesty, and quite rightly so. There is therefore every reason to believe that he and Mr. Cartier retained the confidence of the Assembly that you so clearly lack. Thus, I find the only expedient thing to do is to offer them another chance.
Mr. Speaker, has there ever in history been a government more steeped in trickery and treachery than this one? Only days ago, they claimed to have resigned. Yet somehow here they are back from the dead without ever having to face an election in between. Surely the Governor-General mistook his purpose when he allowed a snake like John A. MacDonald to charm his way around the law.
I've done nothing with the law but use it, Mr. Brown, as lawyers are trained to do. You, however, have sold your principles for power, and now you're left with neither. You've no one to blame but yourself. To his credit, Mr. Brown's government was remarkable in its brevity. A failure of historic proportions.
Don't change the subject, MacDonald. It is your perfidy we discuss here.
Well, really, how could we discuss yours? You weren't in power long enough to do anything. Yours was a truly ephemeral administration. In fact, I already feel the memory fading. Was George Brown really Premier? Or was it just a nightmare of disloyalty and treason? A very brief nightmare, I'll grant you that.